community is what helps people thrive and grow. And people need a place to go and a place to feel welcome. And this might be your family. So let this be my family. The community is my family.
In 1965, the same year that Medicare and Medicaid were passed, there was another Great Society program that was passed called the Older Americans Act. And the intent of the Older Americans Act was to provide services to older Americans to allow them to remain independent and in their community for as long as possible. Part of that act included the establishment of area agencies on aging. We at C4A represent all AAAs in California. C4A has three focuses. First is on legislation, regulation, and policy development in Sacramento. The second is providing learning and training that allow our AAAs to do what they do better. The third is actually to establish and maintain working relationships with other organizations so that what we advocate in Sacramento has a higher likelihood of actually happening.
AAAs operates on a spectrum. There are those folks who need no assistance, but hey, I need a place to go to hang out. And then on the other end, there are people who need help with their home care, or maybe they're being neglected.
As you know, California is a big state. There are many urban areas, there are many rural areas, we have desert areas, mountain areas, coastal areas, and our members reflect that.
The reality is, if you've seen one AAA, you've seen one AAA, because we're all different across the state.
We provide member services, and they include technical assistance to help them participate in healthcare in California. We have developed a training academy that provides a learning platform that allows them to develop and hone their skills in a number of areas.
So in larger urban communities, they have a fairly large nonprofit infrastructure. In many of the rural communities, that just does not exist. We have to step up and provide a lot of these services directly. We're hiring the people, we're going out to the communities, and we're providing the service on our own. You really have to know the community so you can figure out what's the best way to make this happen.
We try to be as much of a one-stop shop as possible when it comes to aging or disabled resources. We provide information assistance, health insurance, counseling, and advocacy program, the long-term care ombudsman program. We offer nutrition programs, obviously home delivered, which is the Meals on Wheels program.
Some AAAs are actually innovating in new service delivery areas, so they can share that information about that new service delivery area with other AAAs as those AAAs consider whether they might want to develop and offer those services as well. In order to be successful in our efforts, we establish relationships with other trade associations, such as the Meals on Wheels California. We establish relationships and maintain them with community groups, Community on Long-Term Services and Supports as an example, and with various state entities, including the Commission on Aging.
These services are critical for remaining in the community, for living a long and productive life, and being a contributing member to the community.
When you open up doors for people, people are amazing.
We're more powerful together than separate, and as a group, we are effective at really impacting policy that impacts all of us as well.
And so how do we make that happen? We make that happen by having culturally specific programming, food, languages. We offer everything so that you feel safe, you feel comfortable, you feel seen.